suddenly I felt a change in the atmosphere. It became really cold fast, and also my watch gave me a storm alert. Now I'll continue hiking because I'm not that far from the car. I'm at about 1 hour of hiking to the car, so if the storm starts, I'll be able to reach it without getting too much wet. But anyway, I'm prepared for bad weather. I mean, it's late autumn and it's the perfect moment of the year to be protected for the rain. Now I'm hoping to see some fog at the lake because there was some rain when I got at the entrance in the hiking trail, and then after half an hour the rain stopped. It wasn't that cold in the beginning of the trail, so I was really hoping for some fog at the lake, but we'll have to get there to see exactly what's happening. I'm really close to the lake right now, and I'm trying to reach a point from where I want to do some photos. From what I can see between the trees, there is some fog, but only on top of the forest. There is none near the surface of the lake. Even in these conditions, when nature is not at its best, you can see the trees have no leaves on them. So late autumn and early spring, it's not that a beautiful nature to enjoy while walking or hiking. But nonetheless, nature is nature. You have to take it as it is. You have to understand that as a landscape photographer, your job is not to photograph what you would like to photograph, but to photograph as best as possible what's in front of you. I'm shooting a time lapse right now, and definitely it's gonna be a storm coming, but judging by the cold, it's not gonna be rain, it's gonna be snow. And I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna have snow again in my region, so winter is almost here. I can see snowflakes in the air, tiny snowflakes, just a few, so I'm guessing in about 2 or 3 hours the place will be packed with snow. I think this is a perfect moment to show you what difference the accessories can make. So I will do a first photo with no filters, no polarizer, no ND grad, no ND, and then I will add all these and create one photo that it's much more interesting in my opinion and much more compelling. So first of all, let's think of a photo with no filter on. The photo that you can see on the screen right now, it's a simple shot. It's a panoramic format. I have the water in the lower part of the image, then I have the sunken trunks, then the forest, and then the clouds or the fog that is above the forest. So it's a very simple shot. It's a shot that can work in certain situations, but right now with this lack of atmosphere, lack of light, and this diffuse light practically, it's not that interesting as it is, as you can see it with your own eyes. But I think I can improve it a lot by adding filters, and I think I can take this simple image from being simple to being very, very interesting. I will add the polarizer, which will take about 2 or 3 stops from the scene. I will add an ND gradiated filter that will stop the brightness of the upper part of the clouds, and then I will add an ND filter of 10 stops. Because I don't have a polarizer that will stay on top of the holder, I have to polarize the scene before I place the holder. Now with the Lee holder, it's not that complicated. I mean, it has this quick release knob that will make the job really easy. So I will just polarize the scene, and then I will place the ND gradiated filter. The ND gradiated filter, I'll be using it only for the clouds. I'll not be dropping in on the forest, just maybe just a slight coverage of the forest, because the fog it's kind of entering the forest, but it's not going to cover a lot of the forest. One other thing, I will be using it straight. It's not one of those situations when you want it to be something like this or like this. It's perfectly straight, and then I will calculate the exposure for using a 10-stop ND filter. As you can see, if you're looking at the histogram right here, there are two areas. One area represents this entire scene, and then there is this other little area that represents the clouds and the fog. So I'm pushing the ND down until the two histograms get together, and that is the moment when I cover the sky. Now there's a new exposure, and that exposure is ISO 100 f8 and 1/6 of a second, which will, I think, take us to a really long exposure with the 10-stop ND filter. Let's calculate for the new exposure. So I'm having f8 1/6 of a second, ISO 100, and then I want to go with f8 10-stop filter. I'm getting 5 minutes and 41 seconds, so it's gonna be a really long exposure. I'll do the same thing with another shot. There are some pine trees in the distance on the shore of the lake, and then there is one birch tree, I think this is its name, that has a white trunk, and I will have to water the trunks that are sunk in the water, and then I'm going to have that white trunk in the left side of the image. And again, I'm going to do a photo with no filter on, no polarizer, no nothing, and then the polarizer plus the ND. I will not use the ND grad for this situation because I will not include the sky. So with no filters, I'm getting ISO 100, f8 and 0.3 seconds. And again, it's going to be a really long exposure. I think it's going to be much longer than the previous one. I don't know if it's visible on the camera, but it's starting to snow. Slowly but surely. It's starting to snow. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there are little flakes that are dropping down. And as usual in the beginning of winter, I'm all excited. After 6 months, not excited that much, not excited anymore, but now in the beginning of winter, I think this change in landscape, it's beneficial, it's really great. As I told you, nature doesn't look that good right now. So this was the video for today. I hope you like it. I hope you learned that yes, you need accessories, you need ND gradient filters, you need ND filters, you need polarizers to make things look interesting in moments when nature is not that interesting. So if you have comments or questions, just use the comment section below. Please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. And if you are already a subscriber, a big thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.